Hey guys, what's going on? So got another very cool rig for you, and my buddy Jack that I actually met here at Schoolypalooza last year and wanted to make sure I made it this year so that we could hang out and talk to each other and also see some cool modifications that he's done to his rig.
I'm Jack, I'm from Georgia, and I'm here with my wife Amy and a friend of ours named Darla. You'll see her tent on the other side of the rig.
Right.
And this is our second Schoolypalooza. We're just now getting kind of in the lifestyle. We've got some commitments at home that are still holding us there, but really embracing the whole nomad community concept.
Yep.
So,
and last year, how long was your travel when you were out running around?
So last year we were on the road for about 4 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
And that was our first big extended trip. And after we had done most of the exterior work on the rig, this year it's going to be something 6 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe 7. We'll see. We got a little bit more flexibility, and we're really enjoying it. So
very cool. So tell us about your rig. What have we got here,
okay.
and what did it start out as?
Okay, yeah.
So we can get into the
key.
modifications, because that's what everybody wants to know is
right.
What have you done to make this thing what it is?
Baseline, it's a 2007 Born Free 22 RD with an E-350 chassis. It's got a V10 6.8 liter engine. And when we were deciding what to get, it was during the pandemic, so don't ask me how much I paid for it. But we had a general idea of what we wanted to do, and after watching lots of videos, including I'm sure some of yours,
appreciate that.
We landed on we wanted a smaller RV, and with a good living space. We particularly wanted recliners as part of it. And when we looked at what the cost of a new is versus used, and the fact that we wanted a 4-wheel drive RV, we definitely decided to go with the used route.
Okay.
We were scouring, the internet, trying to find something that would suit us.
Right.
When we found this particular model, we jumped on it. We bought it from a company called Coon RV out of Ohio. They have a stellar reputation, and they delivered our rig to us. We did not see it well, we saw it on video. So we
really
bought the sight unseen, and have not regretted one bit. It's been a fantastic rig. The Born Free is an old brand that's renowned for its stellar build quality and durability.
Yeah.
So we definitely experienced that.
And was this originally a 4-wheel drive?
This was not. This
Okay.
was not. So it had a chrome bumper. It had street wheels, smaller. Definitely, I don't remember the old size was, but it was definitely smaller. Sat a little lower.
Yeah, no doubt. I know how that goes.
Yeah. So I guess now we get into what we did to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about some of the modifications. And
so what was interesting about it is we landed on a U-joint off-road out of North Carolina to do the work for us.
okay.
And I did not understand the wait list. We put money down and had to wait 18 months for him to actually get to it.
Oh wow.
During the pandemic, he was stacked.
And so did they have the rig during that time?
No.
Okay.
No, we didn't.
You were waiting for like an appointment.
So, but what was interesting is, some of the things I was going to get him to do grew a little bit, some change. He has a bumper that he has, but we decided to go with a different bumper.
Okay.
One of my wife's requirements was I want to make sure that if we hit something, that we're going to be okay. So we made sure to get a nice beefy bumper. This is a buck stop bumper. What's interesting about this bumper is it's aluminum in the body to save weight, and then this is steel. It's bolted on.
Oh, nice.
And a big part of the appeal is that it has a nice cover for the winch, so the winch is not exposed.
Cool. Yeah, I
like
like that.
We went with a 16.5 to actually be the close to 1.5 times the weight of the rig, and it has been used. It pulled us out of the mud in Mississippi.
Nice.
Now it had to pull it a long way without any help, so I'm glad I went with the proper sized winch. On this trip, I pulled 3 people out of the sand in different places, and that felt good. So
that's fun.
Recoveries of other people. That was nice.
That's fun. What size tires are you running on this?
So these are 33 inches, and what's really interesting about the build is that the front tire and the back tires are different sizes.
Okay.
Including the wheels. So he leaves the 16-inch wheels in the back, but then he makes the front 17-inch wheels so that he can upgrade the brakes. One of the weak points of this particular model of E350 is the front brakes are a little insufficient, so he solves that problem as part of his build.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Much appreciated.
What kind of suspension are we running? What kind of suspension do they run?
Well, I guess I need to address the other part of it is when you make an appointment with them, the first thing you do is go to a CAT scale, get it weighed front end and back end, and then he custom orders the springs based on the weight of the vehicle.
Heck yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yep. And I had somebody the other day come up by and look at it, and it's like, wow, he did this right.
Awesome.
The number of leafs that he put on the leaf springs.
And I imagine they probably valve the shocks the same.
Oh yeah.
Custom valve the shocks.
He's got it down to science, and he didn't have a lot of choices.
Yeah. Okay.
He knows what's right, and I, as a newbie, I was much appreciative of that, of his expertise.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Any regrets on going to 4-wheel drive and beefing it up the way you have?
The only drawback is a little less MPG.
Yeah.
I asked him, what's going to do my miles per gallon? He said, no. You measured miles per gallon.
Absolutely.
And we're getting about 9.5 on it.
Miles per gallon?
Exactly. It just is what it is. So, another thing that we did that was important is the first trip we took, we actually arrived at the campsite at night, and I turned on lights, and I could barely see anything.
Okay.
So there's a company called Van Optics that makes replacements for these old school E350s, and those things will light it up nicely.
Very nice.
And then I've got the additional lights here. These fog lights are great. They actually do a lot of side cast, so that's good. And in the case of an dusty environment, I've got the yellow beam that I can throw there.
And what's your overall height?
So the overall height is 12 feet.
Okay.
So just a little bit under, but I rounded up just to not play around with it. 22 feet long tip to tip, and then 8 feet wide.
When you did a build like this with the weight, did they give you the option of doing super singles?
They did not.
Okay.
They did not.
Interesting.
Not an option. We talked about a couple of things, and it became very obvious that he had a formula that he doesn't deviate from. And to be perfectly honest, it's such a unique niche thing.
They do the R&D, so
yes,
and that's why I asked, because a lot of times people will ask me like, why did you convert from the dual wheels to singles? And I said, well, because I want to use it off-road more. But I had to change a lot of things in order to do that, and modify that to make it work right. Okay.
Yeah, we did enough as is. Oh, the other thing, I don't know if you noticed this. There's a blue nub here. There's another one on back, so we have onboard air.
Okay.
That's one of the things that we were able to get with the conversion. So when we air down, airing up is a lot easier because and also from a safe-saving perspective, it's tucked up under the chassis. So it's not in the way of anything else.
Okay. And how much propane do you have on board?
The propane is pretty cool. I didn't realize it at the time when I bought it. And now we've got it set up in outdoor mode. So we try to do as much outdoor living as possible. So we cook here on this, and it's actually a 30-gallon propane tank. Okay. It runs a long time. This powers obviously our outdoor kitchen, indoor. We have a stove. It does a refrigerator and hot water heater. We don't use a hot water heater much. Okay. But as we're balancing the electricity needs, having the propane run the refrigerator, I think, is a huge benefit.
Yeah, for sure. And how much solar do you have on the roof?
I have,
speaking of energy,
300 watts of solar. I just installed that. I had a deployable panel before, but it was, it's painful, especially in a desert environment. You don't need to deploy. You're going to be in the sun anyway. I went with the flexible panels from Bouge RV. Okay. And so far, so good. You can't see it. Yeah. Has no impact on the aerodynamics, and I do have a curvy roof. Yeah. So, and actually, if I was to park the other way with the south sun, it really optimizes the wattage that we get. So. Okay. And then what's your battery capacity? I just have two 100 watt or two 100 amp hour battle-born batteries. Okay. So, but we're pretty analog. We don't do a lot with it. Yeah. So this bumper is actually one of the highlights to me because U-Joint did one of these. as part of another Born Free conversion, and he wouldn't do it for me. He said it was too much work, took too long, not efficient, which I understood. So I actually had a guy that I met who was repairing a skid steer near my where I live, and asked him if he'd be willing to give it a go to create a bumper for me, and he did.
Oh wow!
So this is all in his backyard that he did with just kind of basic tools, and he did a very, very good job with it.
A nice double swing out.
Double swing out, and what's neat about it, I'll swing this left side out.
May I
Star of the show.
Yeah, this is one of the challenges for short people. Hi, Brad.
Hello. Oh, we didn't meet this one.
Yeah, there's Candy.
This is Candy. How's old Candy?
Candy's 14 and deaf.
Yeah.
She loves to travel, loves to meet people.
Yeah.
She's having a ball with it. It's her first trip out. So.
Yeah, I didn't get to meet her last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this bumper has a lot going on with it, and the swing outs are important. So unlike most RVs, we have a rear door, which is great in some ways. I mean, it's kind of neat. You're coming in this way. It also lets me use this rig to go make lumber runs, which is nice.
Very nice. That
Yep.
straight through passage.
Straight through, and I'm putting miles on it while it's not being used on the road. Okay, can't push you up. But then we also wanted to be able to take bikes. We didn't own this trip, but having bikes here and a door was a problem. So this is why we did this swing arm that comes out. You notice there's just a nub here, and so the bike goes in there, and then this also swings out because I have the hot water heater behind it.
Okay.
So I need to be able to access that panel, and he just put those together. I'm really proud of this box, not because of the box itself. It's a good box, but it's the utilization space in the box that I liked. I was able to find these ammo boxes from Amazon, and so I've got all my stuff very neatly and tidily put together, and then there's not much extra wasted space in there at all. Yeah. But it still be organized, so that was pretty cool. You joint put this guy on for firewood or whatever else we want to carry that we don't want in the rig.
Gotcha.
That was pretty helpful. What you can't see here, might be worth it. There's actually ladder steps on this.
Oh, on the actual.
Yeah. So you maybe kind of.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. Kind of see that.
Yep.
So we can, when we don't have the bag on there, we can use it.
You can
to
still
help
use your
access.
ladder.
And we just kind of, I just kind of get up there as is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good,
for sure.
Good leg stretch.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Climbing up.
Yeah. There's our other air ports there.
And look, it's got twaining wheels on it. Aww.
And you see, I don't know if you notice how eaten up those are. So that was from a stream crossing in Colorado. Again, before the four-wheel drive conversion. And we want to make that investment. Do we really? So we got stuck in Florida the first time we went out in a sand road. And then our first big trip to Colorado, we did a tiny stream crossing, bottomed out, chewed up those wheels, and then the automatic step we had some elbows in the back that punched holes into our gray tank.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it was a mess. So I was like, that's it. We're getting the four-wheel drive conversion done.
Wow.
Part of that was removing that back step that was automatic because it was obviously a liability.
Yep.
As part of the build of the bumper, we got this done. This is actually in the receiver, but I can easily, with access here, take it out of the receiver and use it to haul, like I've pulled a U-Haul with this.
Oh, that's
rig.
awesome.
And then as a bonus, he threw this in and without me knowing, I've got the name of the rig, Heavy Eddie, stamped
that's cool.
into the back.
All right. Well, you want to go ahead and show us on the inside?
Sure.
Show us what's going on in here. Let's go up here.
All right. So probably standard stuff. We got a little coat closet. I'm not going to open this door because this is one of my projects. This thing's a mess. We're going to get it organized, similar to the back box there. This is our wet bath. Pretty standard there. Got a nice size refrigerator, I think, for the size of the unit. So we got the freezer, refrigerator space. Definitely like having that for extended stays, so we can have quite a bit of food ready to go. And so as I go through, we'll talk about some of the things I've done, plus some of the things I'm going to do.
Okay.
I got an extensive project list of things to work on. One of the things we did was take this microwave out. We're trying to be as low electrical as possible, use a little electricity. We needed some cupboard space for these extended stays, so that became it. It's a mess. That's also one of my projects. To put in one of those slide outs, the side access deal there. So have a stove under this. Because of our tight space, we went ahead and built this little cover to go over that, so we can have more counter space, and it's really easy to take off and everything.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was happy with the way that turned out. We like having our Berkey here. That's another one of my projects.
Yeah, and that's a travel Berkey.
Not quite as steady as I like, so I'm going to put a real true mount in there so we don't have to worry about the bungees holding and whatnot.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Another neat feature of the Born Frees, I don't know how many folks have seen this on your channel, but you'll notice there's these cross beams in the roof. There's one behind you, there's this one, and there's one that's up here.
Okay.
So when Born Free was first built, it didn't have this, and there was a rollover accident and a child died. And the owner was like, that'll never happen again because of the collapsing of the vehicle. These are roll bars.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got 3 roll bars holding this together, which in off-road scenarios, it gives me more comfort.
Do you know what year that started in?
I don't know which year.
Okay.
I mean, the brand had been around quite some time.
But good to know if you're shopping for one of these, if that's a concern of yours, then.
Right. I didn't really know that at the time.
Right.
But it's one of those, wow, I got something really, really, really good.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
You know, this is all oak cabinets. It's 2007. They're just in prime, great shape.
Now, I know you want to show off your project.
Yeah, I'll show my project. Now, the paint
I've already seen it, so let's.
Paint job was a little rushed. So,
but what do we got tucked away in here?
With there's always pros and cons. There's trade-offs. We have a small rig, which means you have less space to do things. Mm-hmm. And like I said earlier, I added solar to the roof, but I didn't have anywhere to really put the components. Okay. And I wanted to be able to put it somewhere with easy access, but still look attractive. So I built this box, and I had actually Darla, who's with us, did that painting for us.
Oh, okay.
But the key is that actually opens up, and you have access to the solar components there.
Really nice.
With some room to add some more things. So
yeah, nice and clean.
Yeah, that turned out
easy to get
really nice. Yep, really nicely. And this table kind of comes in and out, so that makes it. You know, we in travel mode we put it down and we put it out. These chairs right here are why we bought this rig. We have recliners so we can relax. We felt like that was more important than a dinette, and the fact that Born Free has it's got recliners and a little dinette was really nice. The chairs is part of our recent project. We replaced the cloth on them. They had beige cloth, which is a horrible color. It stains very easily. We had them reupholstered with a guy local to us. Thrilled to have him and his skill set.
Yeah, they did an incredible job. Yeah, I saw these before last year, and I was like, wow.
Redbeard Upholstery in Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
He did a fantastic job, and we wanted to go with a light, fun, bright color. It still looked good and everything else, and it's like one of these things you're looking at it on the sheet and say, okay, I think that's the right color, but it really turned out very nicely.
Yeah, I would have to agree. This is pretty awesome.
The other thing we did, we tore out the carpet.
Okay.
So that was we live in the southeast in Georgia, and mildew is a challenge with the humidity, and this thing had a smell. And so pulling off the cloth on these guys and pulling the carpet made a big difference. You're standing on the runner that we have the dust collector for the desert patina. We have a roll vinyl underneath.
And you have really, really nice views here while you're sitting, both for this one and for the other one over here. Yep. Really open, and of course you've got the front space, which also can be opened. So allows you to really see all the way around.
It really is have a 270-degree view from anywhere in the rig.
And it's really interesting for tall people because this has got some really incredible clearance here. It's sloped It's shorter to where I'm standing right now, but then it slopes up here and goes up and up and up. And then you've got your bunk up above there.
Queen size bunk.
And you can see here's your lower section here, but I can still stand even underneath the roll bar itself, and then there's still more room here. So a lot of room in this.
Yeah, I think it's a very efficient use of space. The way it's built out, it doesn't feel cramped at all.
For sure.
Storage is the challenge.
In any rig.
But that's also, I think, part of the mindset change that comes with this. Is like, okay, what do I really need? And then kind of maybe change some habits, change some of the ways to make things last longer, so you don't need multiples and
absolutely
that sort of thing. So,
yeah, buy a little bit better clothing that's going to last you, instead of stuff that you got to have a bunch of because it's going to fall apart on you.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we have to have a lot of in the desert is water.
Yes.
And that's where we have on the right here lots of water.
Okay, now this is all just drinking water?
It's drinking water.
Because you have a regular tank.
I do have a regular tank. That's my utility water.
And how big is that? The capacity on that?
That is a 30-gallon tank.
That's a 30-gallon tank, okay. And how large is your fuel tank?
30-gallon fuel tank.
30-gallon fuel tank also.
Yeah, but I pulled that out to show that, one of the things I learned from you last year was how effective L-Track was.
Yes.
And last year when we went to school, we had a couple of water incidents where the water, because I went somewhere, a little cattywampus, it spilled water, the jugs went on. So I installed, as part of the trim here, some L-Track. I don't know if you can really see it or not.
Yeah, I can be able to see it down there. But yeah, so he's got the L-Track down on that face right there. It goes all the way across, and then he's got so that he can tie his jugs in there.
Yeah, so they're strapped. They're not going to move this time.
Yep.
Amy, my wife, was able to pick out some nice curtains to kind of go with the color too. There was a ugly brown curtains before.
Yeah, everything blends really nice. You've got an incredible pass through. I mean, it's just absolutely just huge.
Yep, no problem getting back and forth. We had to have the 4-wheel drive stick shift at the bottom there, but it's you can remove it as it is in this current state.
Ah, okay,
so
I see.
It's nice to get out of the way because I did kind of hit it.
Gotcha.
That was an option with the build. Is you can
now, they probably don't need to, but do your front chairs turn around at all? Are they on swivels or anything?
They don't swivel.
But you've got so much space here that it's really not necessary.
Right. But if somebody likes to optimize things, it would be neat if they swivel.
If at least the passenger one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And what have we got here?
So that is to a TV antenna.
Okay. And it brings it up?
It turns
or
it.
Used to? Or does?
It doesn't anymore.
It doesn't anymore.
Finally was able to get rid of it
okay.
when I put the solar up there.
Okay, gotcha.
But I haven't
That'd be interesting,
I want to do something fun with it.
I was going to say, there's still something up there that you could turn?
No.
Oh, I
was saying. There's still a hole.
There's still a hole. Because I was saying, if you could, it'd be cool to put a spotlight on that.
I was thinking a periscope.
That you could...
Pop it up, check out who it's around you.
Right? There you go. There you go. Well, very cool, man. This is pretty neat. Hey, man. Thank you for showing this to us, Jack.
You bet.
And I'm sorry we didn't get Amy in here to show us all the frilly stuff and stuff that she's proud of. I know she loves the color.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the curtains there. So
I'm a little bit colorblind, so I definitely lean on her. Right.
There you go. All right. Thanks again, Jack.
You bet.
We'll
Take
talk
care.
to you. See you, buddy.